So 2.3, we're going to talk about simplifying variable expressions, okay? And there's some terminology you need to know because it's never going away. There are things called terms, which are parts of an expression that are added together. So any part of an expression that's added together is a term. Everything in an expression is a term. There are coefficients, okay? They're not the number part of a term. So here, I have a term, okay? All of these are terms, each of these individually. The coefficients, however, are the number part of these terms, okay? So I have a coefficient of 5, a coefficient of 4. So it's what's in front of that x or that y or that z or that a or that b or insert letter, okay? So I have coefficients and I have terms. The number 7, do you notice how the number 7 is a term, but it is not a coefficient? Why is it not a coefficient? What?
Try.
Yeah, try.
That's
Because
just
it
part,
doesn't have
right?
an X.
It's because it doesn't have a variable. Yeah, it doesn't have an x with it.
That's just part, right?
What?
That's number part, right?
Number part of a term, yeah. Okay, so yes, so it is called a term, but it is not called a coefficient because it doesn't have a thing called a variable with it. A variable would be any type of letter, okay? It's just a number. Now, there are things called constant terms, okay? This here is a constant term. Why do you think that's called a constant term?
Because it doesn't have an X.
Yeah, because it doesn't have an X or a letter with it, okay? So it's constant, it doesn't change. It's a constant, okay? A constant term. There are things called like terms. Out of these three numbers, 5x, 4x, and 7, out of these three terms, 5x, 4x, and 7, what do you think are like terms? There are two. 5x and 4x. Why are they alike?
Because they both have a variable.
Because they both have a variable and I can add them together. So these are like terms, okay? So you're gonna have to start identifying in variable expressions what are like terms, what are the terms, what are the coefficients, what are the constant terms. And they could repeat, which is okay. So you're gonna get problems like this tonight on your homework, okay? Where it says identify and it says y plus 8 minus 5y minus 3. It wants you to identify all the terms first. What are all of my terms in there first?
I know.
It is
Y, 8. No.
Yeah?
8, 5,
That's
3.
8, 5, and 3, yeah.
No. What are all my terms?
Oh,
You were on the
Y.
right.
8,
Y, 8.
Y, 8,
5, Y, and
and mine, or negative 3, sorry.
Okay, so
Or,
it's
wait,
Y.
3.
It's y, it's 8. You keep the negative sign with it. Negative 5y
Okay.
and negative 3. Okay? So you just rewrite everything because everything's a term. Okay? And you just write it with commas in between it because we're saying y is a term, 8's a term, negative 5y is a term, and negative 3 is a term. Now, where it says like terms, you might have more than one set of like terms. We just have to put them together. What is one set of my like terms in here? Yes.
Y, 5, negative 5y.
Yep, y and negative 5y are like terms. What's another set of like terms? What, Bree?
8.
What? Negative 3 and what? And 8, yes.
I was
So
hoping that was right.
negative 3 and 8. So this is one set of like terms and here's another set of like terms, okay? So we're gonna break everything down. Okay, now, think about this one. What are my coefficients? Yes.
Y, negative 5.
Okay, what's technically in front of the y?
5.
No.
1.
1. So what are my coefficients?
1,
1, 5,
1 and
negative 5y.
it's, no, you don't have to put the y's. Because the coefficient is only the number that's in front of the variable. Okay? So 1 and negative 5. Yes, Gabby, what?
So when the variable is y itself, just put a 1 in
Yep,
its place.
Because there's always a 1 in front of any variable. Can you have a question?
Jesus is everywhere.
Okay.
This is McCain's phrase.
Is that what she says?
Yeah.
Jesus is everywhere.
That's the one that's right.
Oh, Lordy. So when I'm writing my coefficients, I only write the numbers that are in front of the letters. I don't have to put the letters with them, the variables, okay? Now, What are my constant terms? Constant terms. 8 and -3, beautiful. 8 and -3 are my constant terms because there's no variable with them. Now, do you notice how I keep saying the word variable?
Yes.
So what is my variable in this?
Y.
Y. Can I have more than one variable in an equation?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Okay, does that make sense how we're breaking that down? Do we need to do another one of those?
I don't think so.
No.
You don't think so?
How many copies are
5. Thanks. Yes, that's perfect. Okay, so that makes sense. So we are going to now do some simplifying. When it's a simplified, are you going to get a number answer?
No.
No. You're gonna combine everything that is a like term and leave it like that, okay? You're gonna just combine stuff. You cannot get an answer because it doesn't have an equal sign with it. So there's nothing that I can do to get an answer. I'm just simplifying and reducing it, making it look nicer, okay? So if I'm going to simplify, what do you know about simplifying? What can you add together, what can you not add together? Yes, what?
You could do 4n and -n.
Good, I can add like terms together, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so what is 4n minus n?
4. -4.
What
Oh,
is-
0.
Time out. Think before you speak. What is 4n minus n?
0.
Gabby?
4 minus a squared.
No,
No, is it 3? 3n?
it is 3n because it's like 4n minus 1n, right? What's always in front of there?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so 4 minus 1 equals 3 and it has an n with it, yes?
Yes.
Okay, now, here's my other set of like terms. My constants, -7 and +9. What's -7 and +9 together? +2.
Oh, we're solving it.
So this is my simplified. No, you are not solving, you are simplifying. There is no solving this. There's no equal sign. You gotta get the right terminology.
My goodness.
Breathe. So you are
Can I do the next
simplifying. In a second, yeah. What's the first step on part B?
Multiply 2 times x.
Good, we're going to distribute, right? 2x, what else do I have to do with 2?
Multiply it with 8.
With what?
4.
With -4.
Oh, shoot.
What's
Sorry.
2 times -4?
-4 is 8. -8.
-8.
Oh, no,
What?
I was dividing, sorry.
It's because she's talking before she's thinking. Now what do I need to do?
You have to add 2x with 9x. So that
Good,
would
like
equal
terms.
11.
2x and 9x gives me 11x. Now add the constants. What's -8 plus 1?
-7.
And I have simplified as far as I can go, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How do you feel about that so far? On your homework tonight, you need to show me every step because sometimes we make silly math mistakes and then I can catch where we went wrong, okay? I need to see all of your work, like I'm doing here. I showed you I distribute, I wrote it back out, and then I simplified. What?
Okay, I have a question. So on our homework, can
Uh-huh.
we write down the one in front of the?
Yeah, you can put the 1 in front of it. Yep, Gabby, does that help you?
Mhm.
Also, another hint, if this helps you, you see how I'm underlining like terms and boxing the constants? You can highlight stuff in different colors if you want to, so that you know what goes together. You can box, you can circle, you can underline, okay? I do that to help my brain too, so you decide what you need. Okay, now over on C, what do I need to do first?
3
Time.
Multiply what?
K.
Times
No,
one.
2. No, 1. 1. Wait.
Timeout.
You guys are really slow.
What do I have to do to simplify this? I need to do what with this -8 first?
You have to multiply it.
Okay, use the correct terminology, not multiply, what is it called?
Distribute.
Distribute it.
Distribute.
What's -8 times K?
-8?
-8.
K.
Okay, sorry.
What's -8 times +2?
6. Oh, wait.
-16.
Sorry.
Beautiful, -16. Now combine like terms. What's 3K minus 8K?
-5k.
-5K. And then all I have left is what?
-16.
Minus 16. There's no other constant for
What?
me to combine with that. So that's my simplified version. Okay? Are you paying attention? Right?
It was.
You was? You were? Okay. So here I have 4A. Okay, now listen, here's the trick. Here's the little tricky thing. What is technically in front of this set
I'll
of
take
parentheses?
negative, and that makes
A
it,
negative one, a negative one,
sorry.
right? Because that negative sign is right there, that minus sign.
Oh.
So when you distribute, you're going to distribute a negative one. So what is negative 1 times 4A?
Negative 48.
Negative 4.
And what is negative 1 times negative 3?
Positive 3.
Okay, and what is 4A minus 4A?
Zero.
Yep, so you're
A.
just left
That's a
with
3.
3. So that one kind of seems like you get an answer,
I'm not that smart.
Yeah.
but you actually just simplified. Because it's not set equal to anything.
Is this confusing you?
Yes. What is
Really?
No?
What's Caleb?
This is like light work.
Caleb,
Wow.
you need to calm down for a minute so other people can start to process. Okay?
Hey, this is rare for me, I'm just
I
saying.
know, just let them process. Okay, questions on that so far?
Alright.
So we're doing what we did on Friday with distributing, yes? But when there is a negative, you gotta remember there's a 1 with it if there's no number in front of it, okay? And whatever we're distributing, so if this had said, let's say you have one like this, 6 plus, actually I wanna make it plus 6 minus 2A, 3 minus 7. Okay. Let's say we did it this way, yes?
Okay.
Okay, what would you do first?
You would distribute 2A times 3? Wait. Oh, wait.
Wait, let's try it. Let's try it, let's try it and see, and then we'll try the other way you're thinking, Caitlin. I think you're thinking something else. What, okay, so when I distribute this, what are you technically distributing here?
2A.
Not 2A.
1.
You are distributing what's in front of that 2A.
1.
Negative 1.
Negative.
Not 1, there is a 2A there. There's not a 1, there's a 2A. But what is with the 2A? This negative sign. The negative goes with what you're distributing,
Okay.
okay? So when you see a minus sign, it's not a minus sign, it is a negative sign in your head from now on. We distribute that as a negative. What, Kim?
Couldn't you solve
What?
You could. It's gonna work out the same way. But yes,
Could do it either way?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
okay? But yes, so when my whole point was I wanted to draw this up so that you could see that that negative goes with that when I distribute.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what you need to make sure that you understand. If there is a minus sign in front of it, it is at making that term negative and you are distributing the negative all the way through,
Okay.
okay? Because that's where we're gonna get most tricked up at probably. Okay, now, last thing, we're gonna do a word problem, of course, because we love them. I'm going to read this portion out of the book and then we're going to read that portion. This just says, you work out each day after school by jogging around a track and swimming laps in a pool. During your workout, you spend a total of 45 minutes jogging and swimming. You burn 14 calories per minute when jogging and 8 calories per minute when swimming. Okay? They want to know this. Well, they're going to give you 2 scenarios. Part A. Let J represent what? What do you think J's gonna represent? Jogging. Let J be the time you jog in minutes. Okay, so let J be the time you jog in minutes. Okay? And then it's gonna say, write an expression in terms of J. What does it mean when it says write an expression in terms of J? Anybody got a guess what that means? In terms of J, for the total calories you burn during your workout. What do you think that means? It says write a an expression in terms of J for the total calories you burn during your workout. What does that mean? Write an expression in terms of J.
J plus.
Okay, don't try to write the expression yet, just tell me what you think that means.
I don't know
Adding
Or-
what?
how much you're jogging and swimming.
Okay, so you wanna add your jogging and swimming, good. Now, my question is, do you have more than one variable?
Yeah.
No. What variable do you have?
J.
J. So when it says in terms of J, that means we've gotta turn swimming into something that represents J. Okay? Because we don't have two variables in this, so that means we have jogging and swimming represented by the variables J. Okay?
So J would be like, hold on, it'd be like J plus 60.
What do you mean plus 6?
Because it says there's a minute, so I'm just guessing, it's like 66.
Oh, okay, sort of, yes, you're on the right path, but let's keep talking about that, okay? So up in our word problem, it says you spend a total of how much?
45.
45 minutes, okay? You spend a total of 45 minutes, right? And it says, that you spend jogging and swimming, so that's combined, right? So we don't know how many minutes individually you spend on either, right? But we know that you burn how many calories per minute when jogging?
14.
And you burn how many per minute when swimming?
8.
8, okay. So now we know that we need to use the letter J. And we need it to say, write an expression in terms of J for the total calories you burn during your workout. So what is it equaling?
J.
Don't tell me the equation, tell me what is it equaling?
45.
No,
Jogging is.
what is it equaling? Expression.
Total
Total calories you're burning.
Wow.
We are going to put this into words before we even put numbers in it, okay? So we know that it's equaling the total calories, right? Okay. So, total calories. And total calories equals a combination of what, two things?
Or excuse me.
The amount of time you spend.
The time you swim, burning calories, and the time you jog, burning calories. And how many calories do you burn jogging? That's an easy one.
14.
So we know that 14J represents how many calories you burn jogging, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now, how can we represent how many calories you burn while swimming? Yes.
Try.
Okay, you can try.
8J? Wait.
You're on the right idea.
8.
It's gonna be 8, but we have to do something first. Do we know how many minutes we swim?
No.
Oh, no, we didn't.
No,
Oh.
but we know how many total minutes there are. How many total minutes are there?
45.
And if I take 45 and subtract what from it, I can figure out how many minutes I
8.
swim.
8.
No, not 8.
S?
Where did you get an S?
I don't know.
What letters are we working with?
J.
Just J.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so because we're doing it in terms of jogging, this is a tricky problem, okay? We have a total of 45 minutes. If I knew how long I was jogging, I would know how long I swam.
14.
So I'm gonna take 45 minus what?
8.
Do we know how long we're
Wait,
jogging?
in half?
You don't minus it.
Yes, you
Wouldn't
do.
you? Oh, okay.
What did you say?
In half?
No, not in half, because we don't know that they're equal, do we?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's true. Well, you're getting there, you're getting there,
Oh, look at it.
okay? What letter do we have to work with?
J.
J.
Oh.
So if I take 45 and I subtract,
J 60.
no,
I'm good.
60, what the heck, guys? J from it, because if I can figure out what J is, then I know that that's how many minutes I spent swimming times
Oh.
8 calories.
We're not gonna get like.
So you're not gonna get a
Answer?
complete answer.
Oh.
So on your homework tonight, when you're doing these word problems, you might not get a complete answer when you're setting up an equation.
So that's
Okay.
your answer?
So your answer for your equation is simply this so far. But what do you think I need to do to this equation?
Simplify it?
Simplify it. So I'm gonna just drop down this 14J, right? And what am I gonna do with this 8?
You're gonna
Distribute
multiply
it.
it
What's 8
45.
times 45?
A lot.
Well, 8 times 5 is 40, right?
What'd you just say?
I'm doing
It's
math in my head.
360.
Yeah,
8 times 5 is
It's
40.
yes.
And what's 8 times 4? 32
plus
and 32 is 4 is,
36.
360.
right?
360.
So 360, and then I have to distribute the 8 to the
J.
minus 8j, yes?
Yeah.
Now, what's 14j minus 8j? Because you can combine like terms.
It's basically 374 minus 8.
6j, I don't know what you're saying right now, but I don't know where you're getting 374 from, because you're not combining 360 and 14.
So it would be 360.
Hold on.
You can't add
Oh, I get it now. I didn't see the J, sorry.
Yes.
I
So it
wasn't
would be
thinking of the J.
366.
So listen, no, so your
Or-
final, so as
Oh.
far as we can take this is, now I've created, write an expression. Do you see how it never says solve here?
Yeah.
All it says is write an expression. Did we create an expression? Yes. In terms of J, is only J in there? Yes. What, Gabby?
Make it something right
In 1 second, because we're not done, I'm gonna add a part B to it.
Oh.
Okay, part B, now they're gonna do this, okay? Find the total number of calories burned if you jog 20 minutes. So what do I need to do?
J 20.
Times 20.
No,
And then
what does J represent?
Jogging.
Jogging time.
And a
And
minute.
J be the time you jog in
Minutes.
minutes. And what did I just say? How many minutes did you
20.
jog? So what do I need to do with 20?
multiply
J
times
plus-
14
Not times
No.
20.
times
Use our simplified version.
Times
times
8.
distribute.
It's times 6. All I have to do is plug it in for this simplified equation.
So
You
wait.
just have to
So
plug
you
in.
have to get A right to get the B answer.
Correct, which means on your homework, you have to get the A right to get the B correct. Which means, if you get the A wrong, okay, and you check because you got A and B wrong, that's fine. If your B is right according to your equation, I can work with that, okay? Like, I wouldn't take off full credit for that because you used the wrong equation in the first place. You get what I'm saying? So on your homework or test, like, if you make the wrong equation but you solve it right with what you plugged in, I'll give you credit for that. We'll fix the problem, okay, which is creating the problem. So I'm gonna do 6 times 20 plus 360 without a calculator. What is 6 times 20? That should be easy. 120. And what is 120 plus 360?
Hold on.
480.
Yeah.
So 480 total calories in those 35 minutes, or 45 minutes.
That's a lot.
It is, it's a good amount.
Yeah, it is good.
It's a good little exercise, yes.
Yeah.
So, some of us could use
How
that.
many calories did you need in a day?
Okay, so the hardest part for your homework today is going to be these word problems like this, okay? The easiest part is listing the like terms, the coefficients, the terms, and the constant terms, okay? And simplifying is easy as long as you pay attention to your negatives, okay? Pay attention to those and you're gonna be fine.